guys, it's me, NaturallyFabMe, and I'm coming to you with another video. This time I'm doing a video about tips for transitioning. So if you are transitioning, please stay tuned to my video. I promise I have at least one tip to make your transitioning life a little easier. Don't forget to deep condition your hair. And this is the one I used throughout my whole transitioning journey, was this right here. Well, I'm not gonna say my whole transitioning journey, but whenever my hair started to get thicker and I started to see a lot of new growth, this is what I used in my hair. I would say about 5 months in, I did purchase this product, and I did transition for a total of 11 and a half months. And I did use this throughout most of my transitioning, and this is really some good stuff. So tip number one, deep condition. So deep condition at least once a week. Now, deep conditioning makes your hair more manageable. You are dealing with two different textures. So you have your new growth coming in, and then you have your permed tresses. And they are two different types of hair. You will be able to retain length. You won't have as much breakage with your new growth and your permed ends. That deep conditioning is very helpful. Tip number two, do protein treatments. I use Aphogee. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but Aphogee, and I'll put it in the description box below. But I use Aphogee protein treatment. I did that once a month just to give my hair that strength it needed. So protein treatments are definitely something I would recommend. All right, tip number three, protective styling. Oh my goodness, I did some protective styling. I mean, if my hair wasn't in braids, it was in a bun. So protective styling, definitely. Throughout my transition period, I'll tell you what the steps I took, and this really helped me because at one point, I want to say it was 4 months, or was it 5 months into my transition journey, and I was so discouraged at that point, and I was like, I told my friend, I'm about to go to Walmart, get me a perm, put it in my hair so I can just don't have this stress about my hair. And she talked me out of it, and I'm glad she did, but I was this close from doing it. So protective styling definitely helped me through it, because when I tell you have these two different textures, it is hard to balance. You don't know what to do with your hair at one point. So what I started to do was I did get braids. Now, I wouldn't recommend getting braids throughout your whole transitioning period because your hair needs to breathe. It needs to bounce back. You want to protect those edges, of course. You don't want to be edgeless and be natural. No. So you want to make sure you do some protective styling that's not always going to pull at your edges, and something that's going to help your hair grow. So definitely recommend protective styling. All right, and tip number 4, hair supplements. Now, I did not really take Hairfinity throughout my transition journey, but I did take some, hair, skin, and nail vitamins from, you can get like at GNC or Walmart, and I just took those brands. They were like $7-10 bucks. Took those every day because you want to make sure that your hair is getting all the nutrients, especially if you're not a good eater like I am. So you just want to make sure that you're getting enough nutrients for your hair to grow, for it to be healthy, because you want that new set of natural hair to be healthy. And the next tip I'm going to tell you is moisturize. I don't care if you do the LOC method or you do the LCO method, you need to moisturize. Now, the LOC method is a liquid or leave-in, an oil, and a cream. And I would do this every week once I washed. I would do a liquid, which would either be a leave-in conditioner, probably would be my Shea Moisture leave-in conditioner. I would do an oil, which was coconut and black Jamaican castor oil. And I would do my cream, whatever cream I decided. So you want to definitely make sure that moisture stays in your hair, because your hair is at a tender stage. You need to have it moisturized so it can grow healthy. You can retain length, and so on. Now the LCO method would be the liquid, cream, and oil, so you just do it in a different order. But whatever works for you, do it. I preferably like the LOC method. It works for me, has not, not worked for me, so I continue to use it like that. Next tip, keep your scalp clean. You don't want to go 3-4 weeks without washing your hair. Your hair will have all that, your hair follicles will have that buildup. So you want to make sure that your scalp is clean. Do routinely massages. Nothing is better than some massaging, making sure those, that scalp is rejuvenated, waking up, the growth, stimulating growth. And I used to do like a scalp massage with a peppermint oil, because peppermint oil really does promote growth. It opens up those follicles, and you're massaging and you're stimulating that growth. So I did do massages frequently. And if you're like me and you were not ready just to take all your hair off, and you are transitioning, or you're transitioning probably because of that. So transitioning requires patience. It requires time. So remember why you're doing this. Whether it's because you want to embrace your natural hair texture, or if you want some healthy hair, remember why you're doing it. So that way you can continue and you can go through with your journey. Gradually give yourself some trims. I know I was really self-conscious about just chopping all my hair off, so I would chop about 3 or 4 inches off at a time. Eventually, when it was time for my big chop, I really didn't have too much to chop off. I mean, it might have been a couple of inches, maybe 4. But as my hair grew, I'd chop a little off. As it grew some more, I'd chop more of those permed ends off, until, I was really like fed up with the 2 textures, and I said to myself, if I could make it a year, I would chop this hair off. And lastly, my last tip would be stay away from that heat. Oh, I wish I wouldn't have done a lot of heat at the end, because I do have a bit of heat damage. It's a little bit in the front. But staying away from heat. Heat is not our friend, especially if you're trying to get healthy hair. You can get heat damage. So I would say stay away from heat. Try to do it at a minimum. Try like once a month, or gradually get away from heat. If you're one to use heat every day, try once a week. Then try once every month. Then try once every other month, until you have that no heat. And I wish I wouldn't have put that heat, because those curls are not like the rest of my curls. They're damaged, and I'm not really ready just to chop them off because of just that one section. I mean, it's like this much. So yeah, definitely stay away from that heat. Alright, so that's all the tips I have for all the transitioners out there. It was fun doing this video, and I'm glad I was able to provide you with at least one tip that you can go home with and be happy that you are transitioning, and know that you are not alone. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and until my next video, thanks for watching. Bye.